p.m. the Ramayanam, Bada Ramayanam. So Ramo Rajmanis Sada Vijayate, Ramam Ramesham Bhaje, Ramena Vihata Nishachara Chamo, Ramaya Tasmai Namaha, Rama Nasti Parayanam, Parataram, Ramasya Daso Smyaham, Rame Chittalayas Sada Bhotume Bhorama Mamuddhara, Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane, Sri Rama Nama Varanana Onnamaiti. Last time we did this shloka up to Mahaparvata Sandhyam. So what we have now is Utsmayitva Mahabahu Preksha Chasthi Mahabalaha Padangushtena Chikshepa Sampurnam Dashayojanam. One more time. Utsmayitva Mahabahu Preksha Chasthi Mahabalaha Padangushtena Chikshepa Sampurnam Dashayojanam. One simple thing which is read loudly, clearly, slowly. If you can just keep on doing that, all knowledge will come to you. Keep on reading as much as you can, loudly, slowly. Chanaihi Uchchaishcha Patitavyam. So, Yathavakasham, whatever time you have. Okay, so let's see. You want to take this one, Karthik? We'll just first Cheda, see what we can do.
Yes, Sadishji. So it's Utsmayitva Mahabahuhu.
That itself we have a bit of an issue there, isn't it? Because remember the sutram which we have, which is Samasyanyam Purve.
Yeah.
This is Valmiki for you now. Valmiki won't follow all Vyakaranam. That's why Vyakaranam is also, Ramayanam is also Vyakaranam Drishtapi Vichitram. Just like the Ramakatha, Vyakaranam also Vichitram. So the sutram which you're talking about is simple sutram, which is that we have any kind of compound form, but Tyaktva should become Lyap. Samasanyam Purvek Tvol Lyap. So now if you take this one as a Pruthak Padam, if Samastam Padam Asti Chet, Tva iti etasya Lyap Adesha Syat. Parantu Lyap Adesha Nasti. There are two choices now. You can take the Ut, but then what can you do with that Ut? Okay, let's do one, sorry to stop in a tracks, but this is Chintaniyam. Chintaniyam ayam prayogaha. Chintaniyaha ayam prayogaha. Think about this usage. Now, one way out, which I think one of the commentators is giving, is saying Utsmayitva. This is Govinda Rajaha. I think he is the one who is giving this. Utsmayitva. I think one of them is connecting that with Utchikshepa. So he says, instead of taking Utsmayitva, take the Ut with this Chikshepa. So Utchikshepa, Udyamya Chikshepa. He also quotes Sutram for that, he quotes. Vyavahitascha iti upasargasya vyavahita prayogaha. Means that there is vyavahita prayogaha. Means there are terms in between. Vyavadhanam asti madhya. Between the upasarga and then dhatuoha madhya. Vyavadhanam vartate. There is, but how can you do that? What sutram is he talking about? That's the Vidam Vyakaranam to understand what this commentator is saying. So when we define the Gati Sanya and the Upasarga Sanya in 1.4, I think 1.458, with Pradayaha, Upasarga Kriyayoge, the same, the Pradi term, which are 22 of them, they get the Upasarga Sanya Kriyayoge, Gatischa. Gati Sanya also they get. And then the first rule is that Te Prag Dhatoho. So means that, these come right before the dhatu. When he says Prag means Vyavadhanam Nasti. Avyavadhanam. Vyavadhanam Vina. Avyavahitam. But then he says Chandasi Pare Api. In the mantra, Chandasi, in the Vedic, they can even come after the dhatu also. Then Panini says Vyavahitascha. So now this Govinda Raja says, okay, fine, we will take this Vyavahitascha and make use of that. Vyavahitascha iti Vyavahita prayogaha. Upasargascha Vyavahita prayogaha is what he is claiming. Means in the Vedic, they can also be intervened by all kinds of terms, like Prano, Devi, Saraswati, that's so Avatu comes at the end over there. So Pravatu. So that is so a lot of these in the mantreshu bahushu sthaleshu idrishaha prayogaha drishyante. But then you see Valmiki is somewhere in between, he is neither here. So if you accept this, chandavat prayogaha, or chandasaha prayogaha, we can say that this is a Vedic kind of usage. So that's one way out. Second way out is that you can just accept it as it is and say, the yap has not been done. So because and then there's one more problem here. So let's continue. So there are these two issues to deal with over here. You can take uttas putak padam, uchchikshepa iti sambadhyate, athva atra Panini sutram samasanyam purve cholyap iti nadrutam, no adrutam. It's not respected here. But she just didn't do it. Okay, go ahead, Karthik.
Mahabahuhu prekshya cha asthi mahabalaha padangushtena chikshepa sampurnam dashayojanam.
So, which is Tingantam Padam here?
Chikshepa.
Chikshepa. So what kind of form is that?
It's a lit prayoga, kship dhatu.
Kship dhatu. So this lit prayoga, because it's abhyasa bhaga drishyate. Because of the liti dhatu ranabhyasa. Liti dhatu ranabhyasa. So when you lit is done, then abhyasa which comes next. Of course, the Rashtra uvacha, uvacha, a jagama, even below your bibheda. So all of these places, because you can see the abhyasa. And you can also look at the ending, the ending here, which is, as I mentioned to you, in the lit prayoga, it's only because of parokshe lit. That's next 32115, parokshe lit. You only have to look at the prayana pratham purusha prayogaha eva sambhavanti. So you can only have the third person usage, which is the good news. So, and in the third person, the parokshe lit, satya tip tasji yatha sankyam becomes null atus us. Null means chutu halankyam, only a remains behind. So the third person singular, dual, plural in the lit, parasnipadam, will become a, atus and us. That ending a is a common ending. The jagama, viveda, chikshepa, uvacha, all these places. So remember to recognize that. You see an abhyasa occurring. And if you see that ending a being there, then you can probably try to make a good guess. This might be this lit pragaha, pratham purusha, ekavachanam rupam. So, and that sutram is 3482. Prasipada ram, nal atus us, talatus nalvamaha. So let's start a document with chikshepa. Without knowing too much vyakaranam, chikshepa, you can, so chikshepa is a third person, singular. Of course, you can look around for the context also, because clearly Rama is the karta. Third person singular. It's lit form. Lit prayagaha. And the dhatu, as Karthik said, is dhatu is krip. Okay. Now there are these rules which come at the end of 7.4, which tells what to do in the abhyasa bhagaha. And there, what happens is that if you're in the dhatu kship, you have three consonants, three houses, which is the ka, the murthanya ksha, and the ending antyapakaraha. But sutram called haladisheshaha. In the abhyasa bhagaha, the only a consonant can survive in the abhyasaha only if it is the first member, haladisheshaha. So adir hal shishyate, anye halaha lupyanteho. So here you have ka, then the Murthanya sha of Anta Pakara. Only Kakara eva avashishyate. So by Haladi Sheshaha, which is going to be in 7460 Haladi Sheshaha, again you're going to get the form only ki. You're going to be the Abhyasaha. And then the kship, of course, takes guna, becomes kshep. And we just talked about the ending coming in, so not skipping some steps. You got chik shape. This we applied the 7460, which is Haladi Sheshaha. And then what happens, you get on a sutra which says kuhoshchuhu. In the Abhyasa Praha, the ka varga or hakara becomes cha varga. So that gives us chik shape. Chik shape. So simple rules is that in the Abhyasa Bhagaha is chik shape, I'm sorry, called chik shape. In the Abhyasa Bhaga, if you have a consonant, it can only stay if it is the first member. Second thing, in the Abhyasa Bhaga, kavargasya atva hakarasya chavargadesha bhavati becomes chavarga. These are simple rules. So chik shape means that kship is to throw, means to hurl. He hurled away this. Now what is the karma of that, Kartik? Kim chik shape?
Is it asthi?
Asthi. So,
Asthi.
asthi. Asthi means bones, bones. If you look at let us look at apte. Now asthi is a special pratipadikam. Why is this special? What do you think, Ravi, Kartik, anybody? Why is asthi a special pratipadikam? Not only is that there are 2, 3 along with it also. It's not like three shabda or something, but it is special. So asthi means a bone. You see, you already gave it. Change to astha at the end of certain compound. That won't help us. It differentiates. So why is it special? What is the in fact, now that you have the Ashtadhyaya Unicode searchable, you might even find it here. Here it is, 7175. Asti dati sakti akshnam anangudattaha. So you get it become asthan. So tritiya adisho. So this is a special pratipadikam which has special karyam, only tritiya adisho. So here we have the Dvitiya ekvachanam. So atra vishesha karyam nasti. Dvitiya prabhuti. So asti dadhi become like dadhna, like asna. Asti dadhi sakti akshi. These 4. Asti dadhi sakti akshi. Iti etesham napunsakhanam tritiya adishu ajadishu prabhuktishu. Tritiya on down from the ta pratyaya prabhuti. So ajadishu prabhuktishu parataha anang ayam adesha would become dadi will become dadhan. So they decline like naman from the north. So asti will become asthan pratipadikam. Alone just a nitya anang. So that is a special thing to become. So if you tritiya ekvachan become asthana, chatu become asthane, but here doesn't affect us. So asti has special rules. So which is from the 7-1. We should keep it at the back of our mind. These 4, which is asti dadhi, sakti akshi, out of which 3 are quite special words. Asti, dadhi also, akshi also is quite a common word. So 7175 gives special operation for asti, etc. From titiya prabhuti, titiya adishu, but that doesn't affect us here but still worth smaraniyamidam. Titiya adishu. Okay. All right. So we have, but now we have asti plus samam napunsakat lyuksya. So we get the form asti. Asti. Now where is the karta here? Who is the karta in this?
Mahabahuhu Mahabalaha Rama.
Mahabahuhu Mahabalaha. So ubhau bahuvriha. So bahuvrihi compounds. Subhau bahuvrihi. So bahuvrihi samasau. Bahuvrihi samasau, I should say. Bahuvrihi. So mahat. So mahanto bahu yasya saha and mahat balam yasya saha. In both cases, Mahat has become Maha. Mahat has become Maha. So Mahat becomes Maha when you have Samadhikaranam. So in the Ashtadhyayi 6.3 of Ashtadhyayi, Panini talks of all these rules, Uttara Padesati, Pura Padasya Karyam, Vishesha Karyam. And there we have a Sutram An Mahataha. So you can search for that now. Now we have this searchable An Mahataha. Here it is. An Mahataha Samadhikarana Jatiya Yoho. Pratyaya Jatiya is there, but most importantly, Samadhikarana. The moment you know the Mahat has become Maha, it must be Samadhikarana. So, as I should say, we should say service of the great become Mahat Seva. The Mahat Seva. Yes, thank you, Ravi. Ravi Dadna Snapayami is example Ravi is giving. Dadna, correct. So, anyway, so both are Bahuvrihis, both are Parifan Shri Ramaha. Now, we have two Tva Pratyas in there. Utsmayitva and Preksha. One more thing quickly is that the sutram there is 3421, which is the Samana Kritika Yoho Purvakale. If you have Samana Krita doing two actions, then the Dhatu, the Purvartini Kriya, will take the Tva Pratyaya. Now, let's look at 3421 quickly. I think the Vrittikara says is Dvivachanam Atantram. Means it doesn't have to be only two. You can string on more actions also. Like here we have three actions, right? Utsmayitva, Prekshya, Chikshepa. We have two times we have Tva, and then on top of that we are getting the Uttaravartini Kriya. So you might say here is that let's see, Dvivachanam Atantram. This is what I'm trying to say. Dvivachanam Atantram. That's not what is implied. That's not important. It can be even three or more. It says Snatva, Pitva, Bhuktva, Vajati. So this Stephen says it is Yajyapi Sutre Dvivachanam Prayuktam. Tathapi Dvivachanam Atantram. It can be more than two also. Okay? Samanakarta, of course, is Ramaha. He has, Tasya Visheshana Dvayam, which is Mahabahu, Mahabalaha. And the only thing, let's try to make sense of this from Utsmayitva. So what does the commentator have to say? He says, Id Arshaha. Id Agamaha Arshaha, what he says. Let's decipher this one now. Dhatu is Smi. Smi. Smi is to kind of, to smile. Same as in English. Look at Dhatu Smi. Let's see what Apteji gives the meaning for Smi. Dhatu is Smi. Also like Vismaya is wonder. Vismi is to be wonderstruck. Dhatu Smi. Smita. To smile gently. To bloom, to expand, to smile. So basically that's the meaning. Let's see by any chance if he has Utsmi. I don't know if that has any special meaning. Utsmi. Let's try that in case he has any special meaning for Utsmi. Okay, Utsmi. To smile at, to ride. Okay. Here, here's the Ramayanam. Utsmayitva Mahabaho. To kind of, say, what's the big deal? Utsmayitva. Is to kind of tiraskritya, to put down kind of, So, no big deal. Yes.
So, the Dhatu Patha, it says, Smita Anadare.
Which is Anadare, is it? Interesting. So, in the Dhatu, that is the Artha Nidesha for Smi?
That is what I see.
There are actually two, I think. There is one Smi and one Smit. There are two Dhatus.
It's different. We don't have Smit. That will be a different Dhatu. Let me look at it. Smi, that's Smita Anadare. But also Smiing Anadare. It's part of Churadi show. Smiing Anadare. Where is our Dhatu? Smita, Smiing Anadare.
Vadi.
In the Bhadigana, right?
Yeah, Ishad Hasani.
So Ishad Hasane, is it?
Yeah, Shming Ishad Hasani.
That will probably be it. That's what we need to do. This Dhatu Patha, why does it have it? I'm looking at the Dhatu Patha of the Dhatu Vritti. Which are looking at? Kati, looking at Dhatu Vritti? Where are you looking at?
No, I am using the link that we have on the Panini links page.
This book doesn't have many typos, but I think this one might be a typo because I'm looking at the Dhatu Suchi in the Dhatu Vritti. Okay, there might be a typo. Which about Isha Dhasane makes sense. Isha Dhasane. Oh. So anyway, Utsmi seems to have one meaning. This is, you see, Valmiki uses these Dhatu Upasara combinations in the context. Okay, let's see what the commentator gives. Utsmayitva, Utsmitya, Srizangim, Utsmayitva, Nitya Swasakam Mam Vidana. Oh, Iti Anena, Drishtva api Nitya Swasakam Mam Najana, Itir Hetu Vijnjanaha. So, Utsmayitva, Id Arshaha. So, oh, he says that also. Kiyan matram etad iti anadritya. Means, what is the big deal about this? So that's what anadritya means. He didn't pay much attention to that. So he says anadritya is given here. We'll accept that. Okay, fine. So it's but what about the form? But utsmayitva. He says first of all the problem is that the twa has not become lyap. Okay. So now what should have been the form been? Form should have been is utsmitya is what another commentator gives. Utsmitya. Because ut was there, and we had the dhatu smi. Okay. Now this dhatu smi, first of all, the lyap should have come as an adesha by 7137, which is the samasanyam purvek to lyap. Even though we start with twa, always go through all the steps. Don't skip any because they might have some sthanivat bhavaha. So T421. Then we should have had the ut smi plus the lyap. So this has sthanivat bhava. We need here also because kitvat guna nishedha. The guna of E doesn't take place because kiniti chaho. So lyap. This should have been 7137 should have come in here. And then we should have had the tuk agama, rastvasya. Of course, in the pratya lyap, we're going to have only the year remaining because lasham katadite halantyam. We should have had a tuk agama, rastvasya piti kriti tuk, rastvasya piti kriti tuk. We should have had utsmi tuk agama. So the commentator just simply says utsmitya. Another commentator says ishat smitam krutva. That's what Karthik was saying. Isha dhasanam. So Isha dhasane. So Isha smitam krutva. That's what one commentator says. So utsmitya would have been the Paninian form for this. Utsmitya. But now, how do you justify Valmiki's usage? What has he done? What opposite? Also, you should try to look at this and say, okay, arsha prayogaha. So but what arsha? In which way? Kena prakarena. So which is the rule? What extra operation has been done here, which makes it special? It says id arshaha is what the commentator says. So we can take ut. So one other part of this class is to try to read the commentary and see if we can make sense of what they are trying to say. If you can do that, then you can get much more insight. See, the inroad to all these texts is the commentator. Tikakaraha. Why do we respect him so much? Because first of all, they spend all their life doing this, Shastra Abhyasaha. Secondly, the commentaries have lasted for 200, 300, 400, 500 years, which means that a lot of scholars have looked at them. The Ramayana has many commentaries, many commentaries, maybe even hundreds, but they have all gone now, many of them. Tika Gurunam Guru. Yes, that's right. So we should respect, you have to accept everything what they say, but it's a very good habit. In the beginning, don't read anything which has no commentary on it, and understand what the commentator has to say. Okay? You have to put yourself in that mindset. So what he's saying is that is the id arshaha. Okay, this is anit dhatu. But it took an id agamaha, arshatvat. So utsmi itva. And of course, no lyap was also done. That's also arshaha. So we apply 7 to 35. We say that ardha dhatu prasya valadehe. But by 7 to 10, eka chupasya nadasya in nishedasya. So 7 to 10 was not respected here. 7 to 10 was not honored. That's one issue. Is that all? Can we get it without? Now are we done? If we just accept that, then can we do it? Problem is that we need to make a guna adeshaha. Anybody, Karthik, Ravi, anybody in the class, how can I do guna for this Smi? Because of the pratyaya is ktva. Kiniti cha 115 guna nisheda syat. What can help me out here? Because all he says is id asha. Now he's expecting us to derive this entire form based on the fact that the e came in there. I'm still stuck because so kena sutrena guna adesha syat.
Naktva said.
Naktva said, very good. Naktva said. From 121 to 1226 are these 26 rules which talk about what is kit, what is nit language. Sutra says Naktva said. If this twa takes an idagamaha, in that case you can the kit so kittam apagachati. The kittam is gone. So using 1 to 18, now the usual sarvadhatuka, ardhadhatuka yoha gunaha, I tend to guna. So the important sutram here was naktva sage. Naktva sage. And we can now make it ut sme itva. Now we are done. Because now if you do that, so 1 to 18 allowed us to use 7384. So the 115, stopping 115. Let me just keep it that. So basically, kitness was lost. That's what the basic. I was to use that. And then yecha yava yavaha, utsmayitva. We got it. So that's the only asha. There are two asha. So dve vidhani, which is one is the idagamaha. One was not respecting the. So basically, at the end of the issue, we should be able to say which sutram was not so anadrutam, is not respected. One is 7 to 10, which is ekach upadeshanudastat. Second one is samase anyang purvek swalyap. So Valmiki did not honor 7 to 10 and did not honor 7137. So these are two rules which he chose not to follow. So that we should be able to utsma yitva. So even if we see asha prayoga, I should go a little bit deeper and see, what was it, that was exactly was not followed. So 7 to 10, idagama nishedaha, and 7137 were not followed. Okay, so we got this form. Now let's see, are we done with this one? What is it? Utsma yitva mahabhav prekshya cha asthi mahabalaha. So having little bit smile, that will like in disrespect almost. Like, this is ridiculous. What's the big deal over here? The mighty armed, powerful Shri Ramaha. Preksha. This is a straightforward form. Pra plus iksha comes in, of course, Gita, a couple of places. Ikshate yoga yukta atma sarvatasma darshana, chapter 6. So iksh dhatu comes in Gita. Preksha, just to add gunaha. Of course, here properly that samasanyam purvek, your left has been done. So preksha, having gazed at, having inspected, having looked at, having observed the bone, I guess the mass of bones, it is used in ekavachanam here. Didn't say asthini, but it is asthi, which you understood as the collection of bones. Padangusthena, there's the karanam, that's the instrument by which he is doing it. So padasya angusthena. Human Shashita Purusha compound, there will be no vyakhyanam for that. There's one more thing to remember, Shashita Purusha compound. As a general rule, there will be no vyakhyanam. Because it is spashtam, straightforward compound. So by the toe after it's put, English toe only means to all the foot, but anyway, so Padasya Angusthena, Chikshepa Sampurnam Dashayojanam. Dashayojanam, you can take it as a, okay, let's talk about Dashayojanam for a second now. This is a Samahara Dvandva. Samahara Dvandva. Otherwise, it should be Bahuvachanam. Right? Yojanani. This is like Panchapatram. Which is that Panchanam Patranam Samaharaha Panchapatram. Dashayojanam. There also Govindaraja gives the explanation here. Now, this is also an interesting statement that he makes. He says, Patra Jitvat Samahare Meep Abhavaha. He also gives one more sutram. Atyanta sanyoge dvitiya. So they will not give sutra number for you here. That is why we have the class, to be able to read this, what the commentator is saying, understand what he's saying, what he's trying to imply upon. He has made two statements here with regard to this Dasya Yojanam. First comment he makes is that Patraditvat, actually, by the way, to conclude, the another Tikakara, he says, Utsmayitva iti atra arshaha. So he says, Lyab abhavaha idagamascha. So he clearly concluded these two operations were done. Is that Lyab abhavaha and then idagamascha. So these two are the reason why it's arsha pragaha. This is what exactly what he said. See, Ramayanam is not a very difficult text. You can read this commentary, that will put you in a very strong position to go to a little bit more difficult text, maybe even Vedic text you can read. But try to understand what the commentator is saying, why he's saying, what he's saying. Because Dasyojan, if you take it as a Dvandva Samasaha, right? If you take it as a Karmadhara, if you take it, Karmadhara Samasa you take, then he says Dasya is qualifying Yojanam. Okay, not Dvandva, because Dvandva will be, Dasya and your two separate items. Dasya Yojanam if you take, now there should be plural form, because there are 10 of them. How it becomes single? This is Samahara, it is coming Samahara here. So actually, let's look at that. Actually, I made a wrong statement. This is not Samahara Dvandva. It is Samahara in the sense of, there are two kinds of Samahara. Let's go through that for a second. So, let me not confuse you. I think I made a wrong statement. But this 2-1 and 2-2 are the two Padavashchadhyaya. Pani gives this Samasa Vidhayaka Sutrani. Within that, from 2-1 to 2-2, he talks about Satpurushas. Satpurushas, within that, the subcategory is that Samadhikaranam. Samadhikaranam, when he talks about, is from this 2-1, 49, finally starts Samadhikaranena. Okay, so this is what we call Karmadharyas. They go from 2-1, 49 to 2-1, end of 2-1, Samadhikaranam. Because if you look at Karmadharya definition, it comes in the first chapter itself. Karmadharya, So let's look at the part. Okay, Tatpurushaha, Samanadhikaranaha, Karmadharya. Very simple sutram, straightforward. Tatpurusha compound, which has the Samadhikaranam, that's called Karmadharya. Okay, that's 1-242 defines that. Okay, now when we go to 2.1, at the end of that, Panini starts this section about Samadhikaranena. So this means that we are now in Karmadhara territory. That goes to end of 2.1. Okay, there Panini has sutram, which is important sutram to remember, is that the Dik Sankhya Sanyaya. Not to spend the whole class on this, but Dik Sankhya Sanyaya means that if you have a Digvachaka Shabda, it's a direction word, like North Dakota, North America, right? And if it's Sankhya Vachaka Shabda, like you say Chaturvedaha, right? It's Sanyaya. You cannot say Pancha Brahmanaha, because there is no special 5 Brahmana which is Pancha Brahmanaha. But you can say Saptarashayaha. Because Atriyadi, whatever is the Vasishtadi, which list you might follow, there are these 7, because it should be specific 7 rishis, not just any 7 rishis. It should be Sanyaya. Now what do we have? We have Dasya Yojanam right now. Clearly it's not Sanyaya. But the next he says, Taditartha Uttarapada Samaharecha. This is the Samaharaha. In Samaharartha, when you can use, then you can allow to use this Sankhya Vachaka Shabda in the Karmadharya compound. Okay? So Samahara Dvandva was the wrong term I used. It's not Samahara Dvandva. Samahara Dvandva like Sukha Dukkham Pani Padam, that's Samahara Dvandva. This is the Karmadharya compound. So use Samahare. So now it is Samahare. There are 3 conditions here. Tadhita Artha, Uttarapada, samaharecha, which means that if you're going to make a tadita form out of it, then you can allow to use, this dik sankhya. Or if you're going to make a it's part of a bigger compound, like a 3-member or 4-member compound. So like Uttarapada, you can say Pancha Brahmana Kulam, that is allowed. You cannot say Pancha Brahmana, but Pancha Brahmana Kulam is allowed. So that's the second case. And Samaharecha, like Panchapatram, etc. Then he says Sankhya Purvo Dviguhu. So this is a Dvigu Samasa which we have. Sankhya Purvaha. So within the Karmadharya, if you have Sankhya Purvaha, this is a Dvigu Samasa. Dvigu Samasa. Sankhya Purvo Dviguhu. We are in the Karmadharya territory. But clearly Dasha is qualifying Yojana. Clearly. It's 10. They are 10 and they Yojana. Okay. And then it is Sankhya Purvaha. Sankhya Purvo Dviguhu. But you have this Sankhya Sanyaya. But there are these conditions which also they can be used. Sadhitartha, Uttarapada, Samaharecha. Now then what's, okay, this is just the background for you. But what about the lingam of this now? Now, there is a sutram which says that in 2.4.17, there's Sanapungstakam. Sanapungstakam. So this is what it says, that this has to be in the neuter gender. The point doesn't talk much about lingam. But, sometimes he mentions something. And here he talks about, Napumstakam. Now, is there any way that we can what about the ni pratyaya coming there? Ni pratyaya coming, is there, can be, once he says is that there are vatikams of Napumstakam. Akarant uttara pado dviguhu striyam bhashyate. Which is, and I'm going a little bit too much detail, but these are important things. If you want to follow what Tikakara is saying, you try to understand some of these things. I'll keep it as short as I can. Try to understand what he's trying to say. Let's look at 2.4.17. 2.4.17. If you just get the simple meaning, you don't need all of this. But you want to go into some detail. Let's look at 2.4.17. For 1 second. And see what Vatikam is there. We won't spend more than 2 minutes on this, but 2.4.17. Okay. Well, it says, Akaranta uttara padaha dviguho triyam bhashyate. If you have a dvigu compound, which we do have, because of why? Because we have a karmadharya, this is sankhya purvaha. Sankhya purvo dviguho. So, but akaranta uttara pada dviguho. So that akaranta you have. And then, in that case, we have to use Triyam Bhashyate. So you can get Panchapuli, Dasarathi, etc. So now what is there? Now this is Triyam, right? So now we're going to get the what now Triyam, what you get the top pratyaya, what pratyaya should we get in Triyam? So let us see. If you go to the Triyam Adhikara, we are in the Triyam Adhikara now. So we have to use Ajadyata Shtap. That would be our default sutram. The sutram called Dvigoho. So Dvigu Sanyakar Pratipadika Striyam Ni Pratyaya Bhavati. So now we have the Ni Pratyaya coming in. This is 1.4. I'm sorry, we opened up a huge can of worms, but stay with me for 2 minutes. This is so this when you go into the Striyam Dvigoho sutram is coming there. Anurvati of Ni is coming down. So now we have to use the Ni Pratyaya Striyam. So become what? It'll give a form like Panchapuli. It will give a form like that. How about Ashtadhyayi? How about that one? Ashtadhyayi. How about Saptashati? Which is we now in Navratri time, right? So Ashtadhyayi, Saptashati, Panchashloki. All of these people, they also same thing. So Ashtanam, Adhyayanam, Samaharaha is Ashtadhyayi. Or become Ashtadhyayi then? So because of this Vatikam which says that is Jigo Striyam Bhashyate Akaranta Jigoho. And then Jigoho Sutram made it into Nip, so Yaschiti Cha become Ashtadhyayi or Saptashati. But now we don't have that. What we have is we have the Dasha Yojanam. Now what do we do? Then another Vatikam says that Patradibhya Pratishedho Vachyaha. So that when you have this Patradigana, like Panchapatram, Chaturyugam, Tribhuvanam. These sets of compounds, they don't go this route. They stay in the neuter only. They stay in the neuter. So that is what this commentary was saying in short. Coming back to the commentary, Patraditvat Samahare Neep Abhavaha. So that is what he's referring to is that, and if you want to do in more detail, you can do on your own. But in this 2417, what I have mentioned is that in 2417 is the Vartikam which says that Patradibhya Pratishedo Vaktavyaha. So Panchapatram, Chaturyugam, Tribhuvanam. Words like these, they will not take the need for things like that. So that is what so is saying. So I'll put document, maybe just put 2417 and the 4121. So put that. So Dashayugam is a Karmadharya compound. Dashayojanam. 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 Okay. So it's a Dvigu Samasa, I should say. Dvigu, because Sankhya Purva Dvigu. Dvigu Samasa. Sankhya Purva Dvigu. Again, Dvigu is what? A subset of Karmadharyas, which has Sankhya as the prior member. Dvigu Samasa. And then 2417. So the Vatikam says Patradibhya. The Patradibhya, when you have those kinds of things, then Pratishedo Vachya is that they will not go to this Neep, etc. So they will say Pratradibhya Pratishedo Vachya. So Vatikam, which is what we need, and so we did not apply that 4121. You know, apply. That's what he's saying. 4121 don't apply. So that's how we got the Dashayojanam. So Dashanam Yojananam Samaharaha Dashayojanam and Patraditvat Neep Abhavaha. Right. So this is what this commentator is saying. And then one more thing he was saying is that what did he say? Atyanta Sanyoge Dvitiya. What is that now? Atyanta Sanyoge Dvitiya. It's also a famous sutra. Is that in the 235? When you do an action for a continuous period of time or distance, Dvitiya has to be used. Kaladvanor Atyanta Sanyoge. So Atyanta Sanyoge, when you see the commentator saying that, it means 235. So Masam Madhite, he studies for 1 month. It should be Atyanta Sanyoge. You should continuously study for 1 month, not like you take a week off. It will not be Masam Madhite. Kal Advana, Kaladvanoho. So in that, these two, when you do it for something, for a distance or a time, then that was because normally you have Karmani Dvitiya. It's not the karma of the Chikshepa. He hurled the bones for a distance of this many, miles or whatever it might be. This Yojana also an interesting word, I think Yojana comes from the Dhatu Yuj. I think that's the distance that you can go on, I think, the bullock cart while keeping the bulls yoked together. After they will be given some rest after that. I think it's like, 8 miles or so, I think. So you're wondering how does Dhatu Yuj get the word Yojanam. Anyway, so Kaladvanor Atyanta Sanyoge. So this is Atyanta Sanyoge Dvitiya. How do you justify Dvitiya over here? So it is, bottom line is Napumsaka Lingam, Dvitiya Ekvachanam. So, and this is Atyanta Sanyoge. So coming back here, so Chikshepa Sampurnam Dashayojanam is qualifying that. Sampurnam means a full collection of 10 yojanas. So we got everything. Let's give our Anuvada Adhikrita Anuvadaka. Balramji, ready?
Namaste ji.
Namaste. Okay. Unfortunately, go to a different page. So we can keep this look. Let me try to do a stacking job here. Give me a chance. Because the Anuvada is on different page. See if we can stack these successfully. All right. Let's try this. Okay. Okay. Let's try this, that. Okay. So now we are doing number. Okay. So Usmayitva Mahabahu Prekshya 65. Okay. 65. Okay. Smiling.
Usma.
Usmayitva.
Smile.
And
Cha.
cha, correct. I can look at the cha. It comes one word later than expected in English. You would say smiling and gazing or inspecting. But here, picture cha. Make a notice of the connecting word. It always comes one word or one phrase later than in English. So, and gazing.
Prekshya.
Preksha. On the skeleton. Asti.
Asti.
On. English you say on. Gazing at, also said gazing at, probably maybe at or better. The mighty armed Rama.
Mahabahu.
Mahabahu. Who possessed extraordinary might, extraordinary strength.
Mahabalaha.
Hurled.
Chikshepa.
Chikshepa. It is understood because Asti is doing double duty. So Asti Preksha, Asti Chikshepa. Dehli Deepadnyaya. Is placed in between these two. It connects to both these. So both of them. So that it is coming from the connection. So, with his big toe.
Padangushtena.
Padangushtena. To a distance of full 80 miles.
That full is Sampurnam.
Sampurnam, correct.
And then 80 miles is Dashayojana.
So Dashanam Yojananam Samaharaha. Jigu Samasaha. Jigu Samah. Okay. So sorry to spend a lot of time, but you got a because normally you confuse these two Samaharas, Also Samahara Dvandva, initially I made the same misstatement. It's not Samahara Dvandva at all. But there Samahara Dvandva should be two separate items. The Sukha Dukkham, Pani Padam. Not one qualifying the other. This is Dasha Yojanam, Dasha is qualifying Yojanam. 10 Yojanas. If it's Sankhya Purva Dviguho, this Samahara, this is the Dvandva Samasa. In the Samahara say it is a Sankhya Purva, it's a Dvigu Samasa. Okay, these are special common, and the best example is Ashtadhyayi. Remove the example Ashtadhyayi and try to at home for homework practice the rules for Ashtadhyayi. So you have to use the Sankhya Purva Dviguho, then you have to come to the Vatikam, Striyam Vashate, and go Dvigoho. Make it the Pratyaya Neep, okay? So that's the Ashtadhyayi or Sapta in honor of Deva, because we have Navratri going on. Think of Saptashati. So Saptanam, Shatanam, Samahara Saptashati. Okay, which I hope you'll chant one of these days. Okay, let's go to the next sutra, next sloka. Vivedacha Punastalan, Saptayikena Maheshuna. Girim Rasatalam Chaiva, Janayan Patyayan Tada. Vibeda cha Punastanan, Saptayikena Maheshuna. Girim Rasatalam Chaiva, Janayan Patyayan Tada. Now again, this Vyakaranam, if you don't get all the Vyakaranam, don't worry about it. At least get the English meaning, make the connections. And if you heard it the first time around, next time you'll hear some more. But if you don't get all the Vyakaranam, it's not in the end of the world. So try to get the, some good words, some prayoga, some, connections. We'll take this one, Ravi. You want to try this one, Ravi?
Yes, Satish.
Okay, go ahead. So,
Vibheda cha punastalan.
No. Punaha.
Oh, sorry. Punaha. Talan. Saptaikena.
No.
Again, Sapta and Ekena.
Sapta, Ekena.
Maheshuna.
The compound. Again, Mahad becomes Maha. And then Adgunaha. Then Mahata Ishuna, Maheshuna. Okay. So,
Girim Rasatalam cha eva Janayan Pratyayam Tada.
Okay. So that's good. So now what is the Kriyapadam here?
So Vibheda.
Again, we won't go through already. We've done this many times already now. Look at the Abhyasa Bhaga. The Bhi Dhatu is Bhed. haladi shesha in the abhyasa bhaga, you can have a hal and remain only if it's adihal shishyate. So takara lopaha. And then in the abhyasa bhaga, abhyase charcha. Very quickly, all the abhyasa rules are in 7.4 except for this one single rule, which is in 8.454. Abhyase charcha. Don't forget this fellow. Abhyase charcha. Means, simply speaking, the prana is lost. Because char just is the adesha. So column 1 or 3, which means the mahaprana becomes alpa prana. This is the basic gist of this sutra. We had the bhakara, satya bakara adesha bhavati. Just adesha bhavati. That's what happened here. Then we got the satya null, which I already told you before, and then only gunaha by the puganda lagu pata gunaha. So vibheda means bhid is to strike or to pierce. So again, the karta is Ramaha, on the purva shloka labhyate vibheda. So Ramaha pierced. Okay. What's the karma of that? How many karmas do you have here?
We have talan.
Talan. What's qualifying talan?
Saptaikena?
No, sapta
Oh,
only.
only sapta, okay.
Sapta talan vibheda. Tala vrikshan vibheda. Tala vrikshan. So he pierced 7, I guess, these palm trees. He pierced 7 palm trees with ekena maheshuna. Yastakaranam. Kartukarnayo sthitiya. With a single arrow, a single great arrow, big arrow, he pierced 7 palm trees. In the cha punaha, the connecting words, again, look at the way they come one word later, then you explain English. And again, not only did he throw that mass of bones, and again, so punaha, punascha. Viveda sapta, so sapta talan, ekena maheshuna, again maheshuna, simple karmadharya compound, mahat plus ishu, same sutram, an mahataha, samadhikarana jatiya yoho, which you already saw before, 6.3, one more time, take a look at it, which is, simply says, the mat becomes maha, 6.346, and the only thing you have adgunaha, between the maha and the ishu maheshuna. So then next thing is more karmas are there. Girim rasatalam chaiva. He also pierced the mountain as well as rasatalam with that single arrow. So again, look at the connecting words. They come later on. So he pierced these 7 palm trees as well as the mountain as well as the rasatalam. What is rasatalam? The commentary. It says, Rasatalam Shashtam Adholokam. The 6th, inferior, what you call, infernal, what you call these worlds below, regions which are below, supposed to be below the earth, mythological. So, Shashtam Adholokam Chabibheja. Atala, Vitala, Sutala. These are 3. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala patalaha iti sapta adholokaha. So this is the underworld, neither regions. Okay, thank you, Radha. I'm looking for the right English word. Okay, neither regions, neither low, not inferior, I should say, but the neither region below the earth. Adholokaha. So his arrow went all the way through to the 6th, neither underworld. And then Janayan Pratyayan Tada. One important thing over here about this Janayan is that some of the comments here by the comment, it says Hetau Shata. Look at this, Hetau Shata. What do you think this Ravi is?
Is it a Shatranta, Satish?
Yes, Shatra. Let's form the word Janayan. So Dhatu is Jan.
Jani Pradurbhav.
Jani Pradurbhav. But it has a nich pratyaya with hetumaticha. Means he caused to be born. He generated. So he caused to be born. Pratyayam. Means he generated confidence. Okay, it means degree of confidence. So So he called, because it was jayate, the jayate muriyate vakadatim gita. Finished. Now the question comes here, adavanda lope chutu halantam, ikara vashishyate. We want to get the dhatu jani. If you get that, even before we go through all of this, we point to one fundamental thing which you have discussed in the class many times, is this aya. This aya which you see over here, that's a combination of niche taking guna becoming a, the pratyaya shap coming in there, and become echo yava yavaha becoming aya. Aya not a pratyaya, but you see this aya shabdaha because of nehe gunaha, ekara adeshaha, tatpaschat echo yava yavaha, and shapa sanyogena aya shabdaha sampadate. Tat chinnam nishanta prayogasya lingam chinnam. That is the one that you want to quickly pick out. Is the aya in there? So this is a participle form, but it doesn't matter if you have tingantam, rupam, because the shatru is an adesh for lat only, adesha for lat. Janayan. Question for you, Ravi, is why not atopadhaya? Because normally when you had this pratyaya, which is chavarga panchama or chavarga panchama is an it, you get the sutram atopadhaya vruddhiradesha. What do you think, Karthik? Why not become jani? Like asato va sadgamaya. They're also same thing. Why not gamaya? Okay. Sutram is 6492, which says mitam rasvaha. The dhatu which has more as an it will become rasva again. So really what you have is you do have the becoming jani. And then you have mitam rasvaha. But this dhatu is just, as Ravi says, jani pradurbhave. Mid dhatu nasti, kutra asti makara iturupena. This is a Gana Sutram. In Ghatadaya myth, these Ghatadaya dhatu which are in the Bhavadi Gana. And in fact, all of them are not belonging to Bhavadi Gana also. So the Ghatadi dhatus are put there. So these sets of dhatus are said to have, as if they have more than it. Ghatadayo mitaha. No mitaha. There is a Gana Sutram on that. In Dhatu Partha and the Gana Partha also is Gana Sutra. They also rules we should remember. They will say they'll make some, within the Gana Partha they might make some transformation, they'll make some extra, addition, some this, some that. So here this thing is that, and this is if you look at the Madhavya Dhatu Vritti, I'm looking at the Ramlal Kapoor edition, and in the end he has a nice suchi of all the Gana Sutrani. And this Gana Sutram is listed there. In fact, the very first in the Gana Sutram is a Jani. So Jani is given as the first one. It says Jani, Jrush, Khnasu, Ranjo, Amantascha. So these dhatus are also considered to have more than it. Even though dhatu Jan does not have more than it. Even though dhatu Jan is not even of the Bhavadi Gana. But Gana Sutra, Mittam Bhavati. So that brings in Mitam Rasvaha. 6492, Mitam Rasvaha. This Sutra Mitam Rasvaha should immediately lead you to the Ghatadayo Mitaha, I'm sorry. Ghatadayo Mitaha. And then in Ghatadis, there are Gana Sutras there, so you find out. Bottom line is that should have been Janayan. Did not become Janayan. Became Janayan. So you have to come to Mitam Rasvaha and find out why it didn't become Janayan. The Gana Sutrams become Jani. Once you Jani, then as Ravi said, you simply add the pratyaya lat, and then the shab comes in there. Latas Shatushana Patama Samadhi Karane. Latas Shatushana Chau Patama Samadhi Karane. The sutram is the lat, the present in what we call the present participle now. 3, 2, 1, 24. Latas Shatushana Chava Samanadhi Karane. So means that you have, this is also the problem here, is that, in fact, let's look at it for a second. It says, Apratama Samadhi Karane. What do we have here? We have that. We have Pratama Samadhi Karanam. Janayan. Janayan is a form which is the Pratama Ekvachanam of Janyat Pratipadikam. But then this Panini is saying that Pratama Samadhi Karane. Latas Shatushana Chava Pratama Samadhi Karane. But then Lakshana Hetvoho Kriyayaha. Okay. The word, in fact, that's what I was trying to get to, is that this commentator says it's Hetau Shata. Hetau Shata is what he said. So that means this hetu. If you look at 32126 and look at examples of that, what Kashika gives, so this is how you can go a little bit deeper and understand what the commentator is trying to tell you. 32126. So he pierced the the 7 palm trees and the hill and the Sasalam for generating confidence. For the purpose of that, I'm sorry, 3.2. Okay, he says Hetau Arjayan Vasati. So he lives somewhere to earn money. So if you take this, just a simple translation, he says he lives earning he lives. But the meaning is that he lives there for the sake of earning, he lives there. Or Adhiyano Vasati. So Gurukule Vasati. So he stays in Gurukulam for the purpose of studying. You could say studying he lives there. No. This is Hetau. So this also here is Hetau. So watch out, if you have another 2 kriyas going on here, then this might be Hetau. We say then that doesn't have to be, then that condition of this Pratama Samadhikarana doesn't carry down there. You can also Pratama Samadhikarana. You could look at the example Kashika gave, is that Arjayan Vasati. So already Kashika has already given the example of Pratama Samadhikarana purposely. That's why I told you the examples which are given in the Kashika and Siddhanta Kaumudi are extremely well thought out examples. So purposely he gave an example which is Pratama Samadhikarana. So that the condition doesn't come down to this sutra. So now we are okay. So he means Janayitum. So Janayitum, this is the meaning. So he, of course, just complete the form quickly, become Jani. You can add the if you skip some steps. So Jani, then you can take the Satya Shap, Anubandha Lope Shakvataditi Halantyam, and then the Lat becomes Satya Shatru, Anubandha Lope At, and then you do the, as I said to you, so this we applied the 32124, and we got the Khattari Shap. I know I'm going fast, but I think this is basic stuff now for you. And then you just do the Savadhatukartakayo Gunaha, Echo Yava Yavaha, then Atogune, and make it Janayat. So that is what we have for the usual 7384 and 6178. I think it is 6197. I think it is Atogune. So after all, I get Janayat, and this becomes Janayan because you get this Numma Agamaha. Vidasham Sarvanama Sthaniya Dhatoho. So because the Shatur Pratyaya had that Z as an it, that allowed us to get the Num Agamaha and becomes Janayan. Oh, that is I think 7170. Vidasham Sarvanama Sthaniya Dhatoho. Lot of Vyakaran to practice for you. Lot of Vyakaran to practice. We can go into more details, but see this is what I mean about Ramayanam. You have 24,000 shlokas. And within one shloka, we got about 25 sutras applying over here. If you practice Ramayanam, it's a great way to practice. Yes, Vasudha.
Satish, sorry to ask this question. On Wednesday, on the Anton class, Rajni Putram Ajanayat, that didn't have this much of issues?
That was not Shatrupatya, that was a Lang Lakara.
Oh, okay.
But this issue was still here, about this one was still here. This one about getting the Mitam Rasa was still come there. Not about all this Shatru business here. Because that was Lang Lakara, not Shatrupatya. Ajanayat, right? So,
yeah.
There was not Shatrupatya at all. There was Lang Lakara, the Itascha, the Tib becoming Tap.
But up to Jani?
Up to Jani, we had that same issue.
Same issue. Okay.
Same issue.
Sorry to bother.
That's fine. That's the same form we had in the Wednesday class. We had Ajanayat. So that's what saying. So I just put down over here 7170, meaning the Numma Agamaha. We're going to do all these sutras shortly now, because now when you finish the Ajanta Prakriya, you can do the Halanta Prakriya, and then you can get all these, with Jam Samatamastani Dhatu. Okay, so he basically did that in order to generate Pratyam is confidence. Pratyaya Pratyaya comes in the Vyakaranam also, means belief, confidence, trust, belief. Tada means at that time. Tada is an Amvyayam at that time. Let's see. Ready, Balarama?
Yes, Ji.
Okay, let's start. Let me keep it up here. 66. And, what is ne? Ne is a cha.
Cha.
Look at this now, what they've done. In order to inspire is what?
So Janayan.
But see, they already made hetav. This is what I'm saying. If you don't know Vyakaranam, look at this translation. Say, where is this coming from in order to inspire? I don't see that over here. All I'm seeing is Janayan is a Visheshanam for Ramaha. But that is why, because they also read all the commentaries. All this translation is written by all the commentaries. What I'm saying is that it used to back from the beginning. When you already just have all these English books and they all give all these great meanings and all of them give the same great meanings and I can get it? How come these people are getting all this from where? Because they all read all the commentaries, then they have a group of scholars and they also have all the prior translations and then only they write. That's why this work is important because they take all into account and after that they write this translation. So this is this Shata Hetav in order to inspire. This should say, could say generating confidence. It was Janayitum. So, okay, now confidence.
Pratyayam.
Pratyayam. It's bracketed in the wrong place, I think.
Yeah, Sugriva also should have been there.
Shiva should be inside the inside the bracket.
In fact, even Sri Rama, I guess.
I think Sri Rama they have supplied because we at least Sri Rama we have the word Viveda that requires a karta
Subject.
and from the Sandarbhena from the Purva Shloka. It's not in the Shloka because there's no adjective for him. Actually when Janayan is also qualifying Sri Rama. So both they're pointing to some Viveda requires a karta. This one is an adjective to somebody. But yeah, Sri Rama is not in the Shloka. But from these two, from the prior context, we can get that Sri Rama.
Sri Rama.
Okay. Further.
Is it Tada or Punaha? Punaha. Okay.
Pierced.
Bibeda.
Vibheda. On that occasion.
Tada.
Tada. With a single.
Ekena.
Mighty shaft.
Maheshana.
One after another as many as. Okay, 7.
Sapta. Talan.
That is palm trees.
Palmyra trees. Yeah.
A hillock.
Girim.
As well as.
I think Cha. Yeah.
Chaiva. The 6th, okay, subterranean plane, including the 5 preceding Natala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala. That's basically what Rasatala.
Rasatala.
Okay, good. So we got some Vyakaranam. So lesson for this one is this. If you want to remember this shloka, this sutram that we saw today, the main one that we saw for just now in this verse is at 3 to 126, Lakshana Hetu Kriyayaha. Okay, let's do the next one. That's the next page now. Tatah Pritamanastena Vishwastasta Mahakapihi Kishkinham Rama Sahito Jagamacha Guham Tada. Guys on Karthik?
Yes, Satishji. Tataha.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Tataha.
Tataha Pritamanaha.
Pritamanaha.
Tena.
Tena.
Vishwastaha.
Vishwastaha.
Saha.
Saha.
Mahakapihi.
Mahakapihi.
Kishkindham.
Kishkindham.
Ramasahitaha. Jagama. Cha. Guham Tada.
So what is the Tingantam Padam?
Jagama.
Jagama. The dhatu is gum. Again, we won't go through all details. Dhatu is gum. We already saw the Abhyasakaran today. Kuhosh Chuhu 7462. In the Abhyasa Bhagaha, the Ka Varga takes the Cha Varga Adeshaha. Dhatu is gum. In the Abhyasaha, only the beginning, only the hull which is at the beginning can stay. It's not that the first hull stays. The hull has to be in the first position. Mr. Ajadi Dhatu, they will all go. So gum, the Makara Salopaha, Halali Shesha, Kuhosh Chuhu, Chavargajashaha. These are all in 7.4. So 7.4. 4 sutras give you big bang for the buck. 7.459, which is Rasvaha. 60, Haladisheshaha. They give the wrong numbers before. I'm saying maybe wrong. I may be off by one number, but it is 7.459. I think is Rasvaha. Starts from there. Yeah, correct. Rasvaha, Haladisheshaha, Kuhoshchuhu, and Urat. Just these 4. Okay. Try to remember these 4 rules. So they will give you a lot of applications. These 4 rules. So Jagama. Okay. And of course, because the pratyaya has that null pratyaya has no as in it, atopadhayaha. Gam becomes gam. And the ending we already told you that the pratyaya tipta ji becomes null atos pust. So that null means anubandha lope a. No and there are only markers. Jagama. Who is the karta of that?
Saha Mahakapihi Sugriva.
Okay. And then one more adjective for him. 2 more adjectives for him.
Vishwastaha Pritamanaha Ramasahitaha.
Ramasahitaha. Okay, let's do some compound works. So Samasa Vicharaha. Pritamanaha has to work in a compound.
Bahuvrihi.
Linga Parivartana. Because the manas becomes manaha, manasi, manamsi. It will never become manaha. Gita, okay, let's go to Gita for today. Dukheshunu jigna manaha, dukheshvanu jigna manaha, sukhesh vigata spruhaha, vitaraga bhaya krodhasya dhir munruchyate. In chapter 2 will be number around 55-ish. Dukheshunu jigna manaha, sukhesh vigata, this is the lakshana of a sthita. One whose mind is not agitated in sorrow. Sukhesh vigata spruhaha. He has no attachment even in situations of joy. Vitaraga bhaya krodhaha sita dhir munruchyate. He is a mind of firm intellect. His mind is still or firm. Is dukheshu anudvigna manaha. Anudvigna. Udvij is to kind of shake. Udvigna means to be agitated. Anudvigna means whose mind is so anudvignam manaha. Yes, jasaha. Anudvigna manaha. Exactly the same usage here, which is in Ramayanam, which is the Prita manaha. So Pritam manaha. Yes, jasaha. So how this is a very, very tricky one, because normally if you look at this term Prita manaha, you might suspect it's a Bahuvachanam Rupam. Again, as I told you, like particularly in Ramayanam, in Itihasa Puranam, there will be many adjectives. I mean, Ramayan like thousands. Thousands means thousands upon thousands adjectives, which means chances are very high you're going to find some other word in Samadhikaranam with that, which Karthik just said. You have Saha, Mahakapihi, Vishwastaha, Ramasahitaha. You have 4 of them right here. And clearly Pita Manaha is going with him. So that should lead to suspect that this may not be Bahuvachanam. Of course, if you know the word Manas, which is a common word, Prasiddha Shabdaha, then also you will know this cannot be Ramavat, Pratipadikam. So it's Sakaranta Pratipadikam it is. Okay? But Samadhikaranam, so if you're getting stuck with one bhakti, look around in the shloka, above, below. Many times you'll find another word which you know the vibhakti of that. So Samadhikaranam asti chet, Samanadhikaranam asti chet, asya shabdasya api vibhaktir nyatum shakyate. So this has to be Samadhikaranam with that Mahakapihi Sugrivaha Saha Ramasahitaha. So ayam shabdaha api atra api vibhakti ekvachanam pullinga rupam. Any chance of the sutram, Karthik? Ravi?
Which one, Satishji, for which one?
Upada dirgha. Pita manaha.
Is it Atvasantasya cha dhatu?
Yeah, Atvasantasya cha dhatu.
Atvasantasya cha dhatu. This is what Chandramaha. Like who chants the Atharva Shesham, I told you that last time, I think. Tam Brahmatam Vishnutam Rudrastam Indrastam Agnistam Vayustam Suryastam Chandramastam Brahmabhutu Vasarom. If you chant the Ganapati Association, you see the word Chandramaha. Of course, Gita also we saw Bahuvri compound. Word like Vedas, Chandramas, those are not many words, but if you get into Bahuvri, like Mahatapaha, Mahatapaha, same thing. So watch out for these words which end in sakara, to bahuvrihi compound. Now they're going to decline like Vedas or Chandramas. And the very difficult thing is that asambuddhav saupare. Which means if you have the Pratama Ekvachanam which is not in the Sambodhanarthe, you get the Upadaya Dirgha. So where would this be, Karthik? In 6 dot, you must the Dirgha Anuvritti of Dirgha. The Dirgha has a very Dirgha Anuvritti. It goes from 63111 to 6.
Dhalope purvasya dirghona.
From the, correct, exactly. From this Atma Sutra Dirgha Chinvartate. And it goes to up to 6418. And right there you should have this 6414. Anga Chadikara Ansha from 641, which has to be from 642 to 18. Anga Chadikara. So there you have Atva Santasya Chadhat. In the word like Bhagavan, same sutram. Bhagavat becomes Bhagavan. It ends in Atu. Like also the Shriman. So Atu Asantasya Cha Adhatoha. From the Dhatu Sakara. So the Pratyaya, this Sakara is from the Unadi Pratyaya. Dhatu only is Man. But that the Asun Pratyaya. So it's coming. Anyway, so the difficult thing here in short is that it may look like a Pratama Bahuvachanam, Ramavat. It is not Ramavat because Manas is Sakaranta Pratipadikam. So keep in mind for that. It is a Bahuvari compound. Therefore it became declined like Chandramas or Vedas. And this Atvasantasya Chadhatoho. Maybe I'll put that sutram down here. It's important. Only comes Asambuddhav Sav. Asambuddhav Sav. Okay, so okay, so 6-4 from 14. 6-4, 14. So Pritamanaha. Manaha. 6-4, 14. Okay. What else is there for him now? So Tena, what is Tena qualifying?
By the action, Rama's action in the previous shloka.
Yes. So Duruha Bana Karmana. Duruha, what is the meaning of this, Karthik? Duruha Bana Karmana.
Duruha.
Is it hard to imagine, Satish?
Hard to imagine, hard to guess, hard to figure out. One says Tena, another comment says, Govindara says, Ati Manusha Charitrena. By the prior action, Adbhuta Karmana, which Rama had done by that. So that Tena is that Purvak Tena Karmana. So that is by the action which was done by Rama. So Tena. Again, when you see a pronoun, you do not stop until you find who is behind it. Nama Shabda. So remember that in this simple thing in this language, you have only 2 kinds of words. Singandam Padam, Subantam Padam. Anya Parya Nasti. Subanta Padam Asti. Chet Nama Shabda Asti Athva Visheshanam Athva Sarvanama Shabda. So and most of them will be Visheshanam. So Nama Shabda will look at this shloka. Pitamana Visheshanam, Tena Visheshanam, Vishwasta Visheshanam, Saha Sarvanama Shabdaha. Mahakapi here, this can take as a noun. Kishkinda also can take as a noun. Rama Sahita Visheshanam. So look at how many Visheshanam there are. In fact, we have a small problem here. Between Kishkinda and Guham, we have to make one of them a Visheshanam or the other. We have 2 nouns here, which are in Samadhikaranam. Sometimes you'll have this situation where you'll have 2 nouns in Samadhikaranam. Because the Guha is Kishkindha. So what do we do with that now? Then this commentator says, Kishkindha Akhyam Guham. Kishkindha means Tadakhyam Guham. Means the Guha, he went to the cave which had the name Kishkindha. Kishkindha was in the shape of a cave. Anyway, you have to do something with it. You have to say Guharupam Kishkindham. So Kishkindakhyam Guham. Yenakena Prakarena. Ekasya Padasya Visheshanatam Kartavyam. So Karitavyam. You have to make one into Visheshanam. This is the time when this only happens when you have 2 nouns in Samadhikaranam. They refer to the same item. So technically you should really want one to be a noun. You should just make another one Visheshanam. Okay? Yadikadan Kishkindakhyam Guha. Okay. So Ekasya Padasya Visheshanatvam Karitavyam. Now can make it. What else do we have now? Vishwastaha. This dhatu shwas is just simply a nishtha prayakta, which is, Vishwastaha is one who has, one who has confidence. The confident. So now here also this is because dhatu shwas is to breathe, So again this will be an akarmaka dhatu. This is kartari arthe. Vishwastaha, Could this be karmani arthe also? One who was trusted. Let's look it up. It's an interesting point. What do you think? Here means one who has, who's confident. So
No, I think it is, in this case, probably because of the Rama's action, he has gained confidence or something like that.
That's the meaning, correct. But I'm saying, Vishwastaha. Okay, let's see. So believed in, trusted, confiding. So look at, he is given both. Now confident also is given. Even confident, and also, he's also trusted, relied on. So he has given both of them here. He's given Vishwastaha. This one is that, so I think interesting usage now. See, when you have this Kta Pratyaha, which is the Nishtha Taktabulu Nishtha, so both Kta and Tabulu. Normally you have Tayoreva Krityakta Kalathaha. So that the Kta Pratyaya can only be used in the passive. Like Ramena Vali Hataha. So by that Vishwastaha, Vishwas is to have confidence. So Vishwastaha is one who was trusted, relied on, so believed in. So it could be that, but here I think the meaning is the third meaning here. One who was fearless, one who has confidence. One who has confidence. Okay. So I think you have to somehow use Sutram 3472. 3472, which means that in one of these meanings, this is a single sutram that you have to make it into a active form. Vigatyartha, akarmaka, shlish, shing, sa, dhatu shwas is not here. So these can also come in the kartari artha. Okay. So let's see. Vishwastaha, what does the commentator have to say? Vishwastaha. Give us any clue. Vishwasam praptaha. Vishwastaha. Okay. Pritamanaha. So another commentator says, Vishwasam praptaha chasi. Also Vishwasam praptaha. So one who had, so clearly they are saying that he was the one confident. He was a confident one, Vishwastaha. Not that he was trusted, but he himself had confidence. So maybe you can put akarmaka or think Karthik. Any choice we have? Not is it Gatyartha then?
Vishwasa.
Vishwasati. Okay, Chintaniyam, think about this one. Maybe akarmaka might be a choice here. Is that he used in the akarmaka sense that he can he's confident. Not that see the thing is between confidence and trusting, right? So I trust so and so. That may be, akarmaka use. But I'm confident, right? Vishwasiti. So that might be a akarmaka usage. So that might be running out of time. But I think somehow you have to use 3472, I think, to make it into a kartari prayogaha. Otherwise, you're stuck with the passive usage. Means he was trusted. That's not the meaning here. He was confident himself. So you need to use 3472. There's no other choice. And then you have the gati artha, akarmaka, and some specific dhatus, which I don't see dhatu shwas in there. It's not there. We only two choices. Gati artha, akarmaka. Gati artha, I don't think it's the right meaning. It's not in the sense of going anywhere. So then I can only think of akarmaka. And which I think from the meaning is such that, Vishwasiti means he feels confident. Vishwastaha means he's confident. Okay, let's leave it at that for time being. If we have any different thoughts, we can discuss next time. So Rama Sahita is Ramena Sahita. This is a compound. Means this Sahita also a strange word. This is some plus Hita. Dha becomes Hita. And is the Vartikam which makes into sum into cha. Makar Lopa takes place almost irregularly. So Sahitam is together. And that thing we got everything, right? Okay. Just get Tataha means Tadantaram after that, Also, this is also an Amviyam. Pratyah is coming it's Panchamya Tasil. Tat is taking after that means after that time. Means in English then, simply means then. So, okay. Wo Hare, I should say. Are you there? One try, I guess, because your mic was not working. It's still not working. Okay, let's go to, I thought Hari was back. So, Balraman, ready?
Yes, Satish.
Okay, let's try this one, 67. So, reassured.
Vishwastaha.
By the latter feet.
Tena.
And
Cha.
where is the cha over here?
Jahamacha.
Accompanied by Sri Rama.
Rama Sahitaha.
That.
Siddhataha. Sa. Okay. Yeah.
That is Taha.
Mm-hmm.
Great monkey.
Mahakapihi.
Then is Tataha.
Tada.
Tataha.
Oh, okay.
I think Tataha,
I thought it was Tada in the end.
Marched at one. Okay, let's think about it. I think then is Tataha. How about March?
Jagama.
Jagama. At once.
Tada.
That is Tada. At once.
Okay.
With a mind full of delight.
Pritamanaha.
To Kishkindha,
Kishkindam.
capital of Vali, situated cave-like.
Guham.
So they actually made the Guham. All three commentators are saying Kishkindakhyam Guham. But they are almost saying like Guharupam Kishkindha from the translation, because this is this Kishkindha situated like a cave. So anyway, either way, but I'm surprised they didn't follow all three commentators. They went their own way. Yes, we are sometimes. Of course, it's English, so it's not exactly conflicting. But they made this looks like the Guha is an adjective to Kishkindha. The commentator makes the Kishkindha adjective to Guha. But anyway, the point is that the Samadhikaranam with two nouns. Okay, we only have like 2-3 minutes left. Maybe you just start the next one. We'll see. Give a synopsis, then we stop. Tato garjat dhari varaha sugrivo hema pingalaha tena nadena mahta nirjagamam harishvaraha. Tato garjat dhari varaha sugrivo hema pingalaha tena nadena mahta nirjagama harishvaraha. Take some Ravi tried.
Yes, Satish. Tataha agarjat हरिवरः सुग्रीवः हेमपिङ्गलः तेन नादेन महता निर्जगाम हरीश्वरः.
Okay. Tataha, just like before, Purovat, Tadanantaram means then after that. And then comes Agarjat. That's the thing in the Padam, right? There are two of them. Agarjad and then Nirjagama. Nirjagama is same as before, isn't it? Because it's just the literal Upasarga. Nir is to kind of go out. Nirjagama means he went out. He exited. Set out. Marched out, Nir means like outside, to go out. Agarjad. Dhatu is Garja. Dhatu is, I think, Garja. Comes in Devi Mahatyam, so Navratri time. Which Adhya Devi Mahatyam? Garja Garja Kshanam Mudha Madhu Yavatipamyaham. In the Mahishasura Vadha, when the Devi drinks this, Madhu Yavatipamyaham, drinks the Madhu. Madhu means honey, Madhu also means like wine, In fact, when you see if you go to a temple, when you see the Chandi Homaha, and the chant is Shlokaha, they put the Madhu in the fire, Garja 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 Madhu Yapibamyaham, while I drink the Madhu. So anyway, dhatu should be garja. Garja means to roar. Garja garja khanam mudha madhu yatuva. This is what Devi says to Mahishasura. So you can keep roaring for a second while I drink the madhu, and I'm going to kill you after that. So dhatu is garja. Only thing checking is that because could have been the dhatu garja, but I think the dhatu is garja only the dhatu. So straightforward form agarjat. Only 3 lakaras take the adagamaha. The garja shabde. Okay, shabde. To make a noise, to roar. The 3 lakaras being lung, 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 rung, shurdataha. So lung, lung, rung. Rung is going to be very easy to spot. It's also very rare. But yes, here comes in there. Left is only lung and lung. Simple analysis. You look at the Lat Prayoga, which is Prasiddha, well known to you. Garjati. The Matyam, Garja. Right? So you get Garjati. If you know that, look at the same Angakaryam here becomes Agarjat. If you have the same Angakaryam that you have in Lat, it's going to be a simple rule for you. It's going to be the Lang Lakaraha. Without going through all the details, Agarjat. Only thing, the ending E of Itashcha Sutra, Itashcha, by 3 for 100. Lakara, which has the Kakaganga as an it. For those lakaras in the Prasipadam, that E, ending E will drop. Okay. As I mentioned to you, when you apply 3478 tip plus G to bring in the one of those 18 verbal endings, you have to scan the remainder of 3.4 right then and there. They form one unit. So immediately look at the remaining of 3.4 and lakara sambandhi adesha tadaiva kartavyaha. So don't look here and there because they're nitya karyani. So there is itascha sutram. The lakara has been as an it, ending E drops. Agarjat means that he roared. He roared. Who's the karta that Hari? I mean, what's Ravi?
It should be Harivaraha.
Harivara Sugrivaha. Harinam Varaha. Harinam Shreshtaha. Shashitat Purusha. The best of monkeys, which is Sugrivaha. Sugriva also is a Bahuri compound. So Shobhana Griva Yastataha. 2 equals Shobhana. One who has a good neck. Only thing the Griva has become Griva. You're running out of time, but let me give you sutram for that. Griva becomes Griva. You need something to make that Griva into short. Another way to decide is Bahuri compound, by the way. Griva was a feminine noun, became Griva. So in 1.2, the sutram says Gostriyoho Upasajanasya. Very, very important sutram. We do a Bahuri compound. Gostriyoho Upasajanasya. And you have Stipratyanta Shabdaha. Word like Griva. But your top is in there most likely. Anyway, some form of art is in there. And that Upasajana Sanya means that, is right. The good thing about Sutram is that they all is right here. It says, Pratama Nidishtam Samasa Upasajanam. In the Samasa Vidhayaka Sutram, in the Sutram, that which Pratama Nidishtam, indicated by the Pratama. Bahuri Sutram is what? Anekam Anya Padarthe. So many terms can be compounded in the sense of Anya Padarthe. Now they refer to something outside the compound. In the Sutram, the word Anekam is Pratama Nidishtam. So all the Bahuvrihi, so Sarvesham Padanam, Bahuvrihi, Upasajana Sanya Jayat. So all Upasajana. And this one says that if you have a Pratipadikantasya Anuruti coming on, Pratipadikasya, at the end of a Pratipadikam, if you have a Sipratyanta, which is an Upasajanam, in Bahuvri, everything Upasajanam, becomes Rastvaha. So 1, 2, 48, Sugrivaha. So if you want to look at in detail, we're running out of time right now. But Sugrivaha, a word like Sugrivaha, in Gita, Sita Prajnasya Ka Bhasha, right? So Sita Prajna Yasya Saha, Sugrivaha, put 1, 2, 48. So Shobhana Griva. Of course, these are all adjectives, but they have become nouns also now. So that time it's a noun, but correct. Harivaraha, Sandhi over here, Jayoho Anyatarasyam. Jayoho Anyatarasyam. If you just Hakara, this is by Jai letter. What is Jai? From Javai up to Kapai. So Jai means the column 1, 2, 3, 4. Prathama, Vitiya, Chaturtha Varnaha. So Jai Pratyaharante. Pratyaharante Vartante. Antargataha, I should say. Jai Pratyahar Antargataha. So because you come from Javai, all the way up to you come from the Jai. So if you look at what I'm talking about is that if you look at the Mahasutrani, the Jay Pratyahara, if you look at, let's see, go to the top, get Javai Garadash, Javagaradash, this is column number 4, column number 3, column number 2, 1, so all 1, 2, 3, 4. The Mahasutrani goes in column order 5, 2, 3, 1. I mean 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Column 5 is over here. Of course in jumbled order, but still columns are together. Column 5 is here. Column 4 is this. So column 3 is this one. Column 2 is up to here. This is column 1. There's no it letter here because Pani doesn't want to keep column 2 a separate column. It doesn't require column to be in any place. It doesn't require column 2 on its own. There's no it letter in between here for that. Okay. So Jayo Anyatara Shyam is Sutram. You got to the examples, you already know it's Sutram. So I think Ravi has put it many times, so you already know that one. Hemopingalaha. Interesting compound now. This is also a Karmadharaka, isn't it? So she is golden brown. Golden brown. Now I think there is a sutram for this. Varno Varnena. I think the sutram for this in the same that section which now you should know. From the 2-140, whatever it is, to the end of 2-1 are all the Kramadharya compounds. Right? So normally you have Visheshanam, Visheshana Bahulam. Adjective noun. But these are both adjectives. And they are both colors. Both colors. So it's like, golden brown. Now, this one is saying, I think if I can find it quickly, I think the sutram is Varno Varnena. Yeah, it's 2169. Varno Varnena. Varna Vishesha Vachi Subantam. Varna Vishesha Vachina Subantena. Samajikaranena Saha Samasyate. So Krishna Sarangaha. Lohita Sarangaha. Krishna Shabadaha. So that's what he's saying. Varno Varnena. Now one more thing is that, he was golden brown. So main thing is brown. Main thing is because you see in the Karmadharya compound, because of just like in Bahubari, they will all have Upasajana Sanya. Normally you have Upasajanam Purvam. Upasajana goes Purvam. But now, if you follow Upasajana Sanya, what do? Then at the end of 2.2, Pani has special rules where it says which one should go first, which one should go second. Okay, there are all kinds of special rules here. And the one simple rule is that which has fewer ach should go first. So which has fewer ach, it says alpashtaram. Alpashtaram. Which will work for us. Because Hema Pingalaha, right? Hema has 2 ach. Pingala has 3 ach. But there is a very important Vartikam on that, which is beyond the scope of Vyakaranam. We say anything which is important, more important. Right? So that also with Alpashtaram, it says there's one Vartikam in that it says, I know we are out of time, is there are a number of Vartikams on that. Abhyarhitam cha puram nipatati, like Mata Pitra. So Mata is more important than Pita. The Mata Pitra becomes. So there are all these different rules, which is kind of more important. Mr. Rama Lakshmana Bharata Shatrugnaha. Rama is the most important. He will go first. Example, so these, you have these kind of samasas, which anyway, so this is one topic, which one should go first, which one should go second, but it's Varno Varnena Sutram, I will put that in document, it's 2169, Varno Varnena. You can take one color, another color, like in English, like red, brown, green, that kind of thing, so Varno Varnena, I think that's 2169. So Hema Pingalaha. We can put that one over here. Hema Pingalaha 2169. Hema Pingalaha. Okay. So we got Sugrivaha, we got Hema, Hema Pingalaha. Pingalaha. Varno Varnena. I think we can use that. Okay, anything else left here? Tena Nadena Mahata. With that same great sound. Nirjagama Harishvaraha. So Nadena Mahata is qualifying Nadena. Tena is a pronoun. So Tena Nadena Mahata, Nirjagama Harishvaraha. Now this what kind of Tritya is this, you think? What do you think, Ravi?
I don't know, Satish.
One says Tena Nadena Hetu Navan Loka. On account of that. Interesting. So Tena, तात्कालिक सुग्रीव कृतेन नादेन हरीश्वरः वानरराजः वाली निजगाम. Interesting thing now. Nijagama is qualifying of whom, by the way?
Harishwaraha?
Is that Sugrivaha? Is it
No,
Vali?
the second one, Vali.
Vali.
It is Vali. Harishwaraha Vali. So this is the karta in the in that case. This hetuna is a good thing there, because mahata purva gajita vilakshanena. So tena means what? See, you have a tat padam here. You have a yat padam somewhere else. So tena means that vilakshanena is what he's saying. So by that special role that now he had, because he has Rama behind him now, Vishwastaha San. So tena nadena is purva gajita vilakshena. No, this is mahata. I saw it, take it back. So tena tatkalika sugriva kritena nadena. Okay, that is not taking tena. Okay, so by that sound which he just made over here, it says mahata nadena, which is a special sound. On account of that, Vali came out. So Harishwaraha Vali Nijagama. Interesting thing, because here it is, Agarjat is Harivaraha Sugrivaha. The Harishwaraha is Vali in this case. It is Vali, it is not Sugrivaha. Of course, not spashtam from the context, but we have to know from the story is that it says Mahata equals Purva Gajita Vilakshanena. It was a great sound that he made. It was different from what he used to always make. Tena Nadena Hetuna. On account of that, Harivaraha Vali. So Gruhat Nirjakama. And so it says Tena is Mahata is Anya Kalika Nadu Vilakshanena. It was a special sound that we should not have made before. Tena Tatkalika Sugriva Kritena Nadena. Sugriva Harishwaraha Vanara Rajaha Vali Nirjakama. Okay. So that's basically a simple sentence. Is Vali, who was the king of monkeys. He set out means to battle with him basically on account of that sound which was made before here by Sugriva, which was a special sound that he made. It was a distinguished sound that he made. Ready?
Yes, Sataji.
Then what is 10?
Tattah
Tataha. Roared.
Agarjat
Agarjat. Sugrivaha, the monkey chief.
Sugrivaha. Harivaraha is monkey chief.
Harivara monkey chief. Who was tawny as gold.
Hemapingala.
Now wait a minute now. Now this is a different thing now. Tawny as gold. So this is not, they're taking it like Megashamaha. So there's a wrong sutram I gave you then in that case. Okay. Not really wrong, but this is what they're taking is as this Iva. So Hema, Suvarna Iva, Suvarnam Iva Pingaraha. So this one is this sutram here. Upamana ani samanya vachanaihi. So like Megashamaha. So this the sutram I need to change now. So they are using 2155. So this one I will change to 2155 because it depends. I was taking it, he was like golden brown. So, but they are not taking that. 2155 is what's being given by them. So when we will do a bit, respect of Gita Press, we will strike this one out. We'll take 2155. So this is like Mega Shamaha. And let me see quickly, very, very quickly. If there's any comment gives anything, Hema Pingaraha, Hema Pingaraha, so Suvarna Varna Sadrusha Varnaha. Okay, he's given that. Suvarna Varna Sadrusha Varnaha. Then in that case I was wrong. So, again, another one. So Hema Pingalaha, Swarna Vat Pingala Varnaha. Okay, then I'm wrong then. So that Varna is not correct. So take it out. Make it 2155, which is like this. And Upama is Samanya Vachanai. Upama is there, Samanya Vachanam is there. Like Mega Shamaha. So Mega Iva Shamaha, Swarnam Iva Pingalaha. Okay, let's take it that. Okay, then distracted. Leave it for time being. By that.
Nadena.
No, tena.
By that, Tena. Okay.
And then great.
Great is Mahata.
Look at the bracket is the commentary, by the way. If you want to get the commentary, just look at the bracket of Gita Press. Always get commentary from there. Like in Bhagavata Tika, read the English translation of Gita Press. Everything in the commentary is Sridhar Tika. Almost. Okay. Road is Nadena.
Nadena.
Vali.
Vali is Harishwaraha.
Sallied forth.
Nirjagama.
Nirjagama. So only thing distracted. So that is, I think, that is the heto sitya. Sitya heto, I think. It's on account of that. Because of that, means distracted by that, and they supplied that. Let's see. Harishwaraha Vali. Okay, what it says. Tena Nadena Harishwara Nirjagama. Okay. Doesn't say anything. Only one comment says hetau. Hetuna. Sorry. Hetuna. Sitya equation. Hetuna. On account of that. Maybe distracted by that is not in the shloka itself. I think that from the hetu artha they are getting from that meaning. I think I'm not seeing that at least right now in the commentary. All I'm seeing is hetuna. Harishwaraha Jagasugriya Nadena. Okay. I think hetuna, unless it's not the commentary that they have, they're putting that there. Okay, they're putting a word like trastaha or something like that, which I think is coming from the Tritya. The Tritya is implying something. We are taking hetu, they are supplying something else also, distracted. Okay, so let's stop there. Time is up. Sorry for delay. Vilamanam kshamyatam. Ramo Raja Manistada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vijay Ramena Vihata Nishatara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. Ramanasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Sosmyaham Rameshitale Sada Bhotame Bhorama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manurame. Sahasanavat Tulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Nama Varanana. Again, October 9th, second session, 4:30 to 6:15, I should say. Ramayanam. Again, happy Navaratri to all of you. Next class will be October 23rd. Will be next class. Ravi, we are okay?